Well, good morning. Dr. Casey, Board of Trustees members, McDaniel College faculty and staff, parents, family members, friends, most importantly, the class of 2018, I'm humbled, frankly, truly honored to have received the honorary degree, Doctor of Humane Letters. And just as important to me to have this opportunity to speak to you. I'm most appreciative. Seniors, graduate and professional studies graduates, I am very much aware that I stand between you and your actual graduation. Parents, family, and friends, I have multiple decades of experience regarding how those seats are going to feel. Actually, it's not those seats, it's your seat in about an hour. Oh, and there's another thing you probably ought to know. My former faculty colleagues over here annually participate in, for some, their only mathematical experience of the day, as they estimate the length of the commencement service, with a relatively hefty pot of cash going to the winner. So perhaps like many of you, they were quietly but collectively mumbling, "Get on with it." So here goes. As indicated, I've been fortunate enough to spend over half a century serving as an educator. Most of that service and the large majority of the tributes to my efforts have been in the field of mathematics education, as you just heard. So I would be remiss, and I would frankly never forgive myself if I didn't discuss, albeit briefly, issues of importance to me and you regarding the queen of the sciences, mathematics. So let's consider the mathematics of the moment, your mathematics. The data I reviewed provided lots of interesting statistics about the close to 500 of you who will come forward very soon to receive your degree. I figured that President Casey would note what I might reference here as mainstream data, and he did. But what about the following? Like President Casey, I'm fascinated by the individual who completed 6 January terms. I want to know about that. 15 of you are legacy graduates, meaning a parent or grandparent graduated from McDaniel, and close to a third of you are graduating with honors. A quick qualitative data analysis indicates that many of those receiving undergraduate degrees have plans which include serving our country, thank you very much, going to graduate school, including McDaniel, med school, coaching, serving in the Peace Corps, working in cybersecurity, and much more. An important part of learning and doing mathematics, and also succeeding in life, will be your willingness to solve problems, regularly engage in such problems. So given that there are problems all around us, I thought it might be interesting to consider a problem, as in right now. I wanted to present a task that pretty much all of you could get engaged with to some extent, so here we go. How many people are here today? I'm going to give you a couple hints. A lot more than those who attend a Green Terror basketball game, volleyball game, or wrestling match. Okay, that's not particularly helpful. This one's better. There are about 600 faculty members, staff, and graduates seated in front of me. And you can easily estimate the number of people behind me on the stage. That's still not great, but a start. Okay, you have an estimate? Because here we go. Hands up. More than 2,000 in attendance? Well, we need remedial math here, Dr. Casey. Between 3,000 and 4,000 in attendance. More than 4,000. All right, this one's important. The fire marshal's maximum occupancy for this facility is 4,030. I frankly wonder how they got the 30, but so we'll figure it. Okay, so now that you're engaged, thinking-wise, let me tell you a little bit about my remarks. Trust me, preparing for this very important presentation has been a challenge. You see, and as Dr. Casey alluded to, I don't typically do as in ever the collective you. I'm used to presenting to teachers, teacher educators, school administrators, policy wonks, and of course my grandchildren. Well, I'm just kidding on that one. But certainly not you. I'm a teacher. As indicated, my experiences include public school teaching, serving as a principal, serving as a supervisor, and teaching as a faculty member at this college for 39 years, and also working in the field of teacher education for over 40 years. So this talk, to some extent inspired by the late Randy Pausch's The Last Lecture, is dedicated to the class of 2018 and entitled The Last Lesson Plan. Any lesson plan begins with the teacher considering objectives or goals of the lesson. But this lesson plan, the last one, is both for and about you. The focus will be on goals for you, in essence, your lifelong goals. First, let's consider content. Given my earlier remarks about your academic prowess, I'm thinking you're good here. You know stuff. That's a good thing. Content knowledge is important. But let's reflect a little bit as we consider your educational stepping stones. For most of you, these stepping stones have included kindergarten, elementary, middle, and high school. And of course, your time here on the Hill, whether that was 4, or maybe 5, or maybe 6 years of consecutive undergraduate study, or varying configurations as a transfer student, and of course as a graduate student. Now think about those teachers who really impacted your learning at any point or points along those educational stepping stones. What was it about those teachers? Did they make you think? Did they engage you? Did they challenge you? Did you just feel comfortable in their presence? John Steinbeck wrote, "I have come to believe that a great teacher is a great artist. I believe very strongly in the artistry of teaching." Mandy Manning, this year's National Teacher of the Year, noted just a week or so ago that content is important, relationships are paramount. Got that? Those great teachers of yours, many of them seated to my right, are about much more than the courses they taught. They all of them are valued because of how they connected with you relationship-wise. The second element of this final lesson plan is implementation. Okay, you have an education, so what? What are you going to do? Sign up, compete, walk in, take a chance, apply for that job, apply for graduate school, enter the armed services. Graduate students move from that teaching position to serve as a counselor or school administration or school administrator or whatever. And by the way, some of you have already begun this process. I mentioned the word competition. In life, that's what you'll do. Compete for a job, for a promotion, for varying levels of success, and so much more. Hundreds of you have competed in academic, dramatic, musical, athletic, or other events here at McDaniel. You see, I know this. I'm a homer. I root for McDaniel College in pretty much everything. I've been to your games, matches, exhibits, capstone poster sessions, and more. I mention the value of competition because it really impacts both perseverance and work ethic. I am well aware of the successes some of you have had as a member of one of McDaniel College's 24 NCAA Division III athletic teams. But I'm also very much aware of the college's won-loss record academically. You see, I too know a lot about losing. A game, a race, rejected conference proposals, rejected manuscripts of all shapes and sizes. Lifelong loser right here. And yes, I've heard all of the feel better phrases about losing. I do actually like this one. Losing isn't the end. Sometimes it's the beginning, because that's what it is. A loss, any loss, must set you up for your next step. Years from now, you'll remember experiences competing, however you define competition, in the classroom, on the athletic field, the tennis court, the swimming pool. But remember, it's not so much about those wins and losses, but the relationships fostered, lessons learned, and the takeaways that will stay with you, frankly, for life. There's another aspect of the implementation of this last lesson plan that must be addressed. Nelson Mandela said that education is the most powerful weapon you can use to change the world. Know what impacts your community, your family, you. Get involved on your terms. Determine which of the many issues, be they social, economic, environmental, educational, healthcare related, foreign or domestic policy connected, or political, that you want to check in on, but do so. Have the courage to engage in difficult conversations regularly. And of course, make sure to vote. You count. I know a lot about this next lesson component, and that's formative assessment. But for this lesson plan, the assessment is on you. Audience members who are in any way connected to the classroom have heard all about a lesson's exit ticket. What you haven't heard is my rant about the trivial nature of such tickets. I much prefer deeper, more challenging exit tasks, if you will. So class of 2018, here's a range of exit tasks just for you. But don't just consider these. These are things you need to complete. Pay attention every day. Constantly observe what's going on around you, locally, regionally, and how whatever it is may impact you. Read. Yes, read. It'll keep you alert as well as provide balance in your life. Consider such reading as the McDaniel Plan extended. And read people. Your updated observations will help you figure out how to work with colleagues. Frankly, decide who to stay away from and recognize when it may be time to leave a job or perhaps leave a profession. As you work with others and navigate relationships, anticipate. Thinking about what's next will give you a sense of when and how to make decisions. This is important. Opportunities for advancement, to achieve funding, to make a difference are never announced. They just occur. Be poised to seize such opportunities. If you do all the above, you'll be able to claim that I have been lucky. But the reality is, you will make your own luck. Do so. Reflection and self-evaluation, the close of any lesson plan, is that opportunity to reflect on what happened during the lesson, analyze instructional effectiveness, and consider the future. Let's do that. Reflect on what you have learned and how you have grown at McDaniel College. This experience is nurturing. That's what McDaniel College does. It nurtures. The folks in front of me, actually they're to my right, your professors, advisors, coaches, and directors have guided such growth. But let us not forget the continuing impact and nurturing influence of your first and forever teachers. Yes, them. Parents, grandparents, close family friends. Those life mentors who are here to support you today and very much a part of this last lesson plan. Okay, now it's time for what I'm going to refer to as the tough love part. Since we're considering the reflection and self-evaluation of your final lesson, it's time to come clean. Here's what I'm talking about. It's time to not so much reveal, which frankly could get ugly, but certainly expunge or delete what I refer to as your stupid stuff file. We all have such a file, sometimes buried in the back of your mind, sometimes front and center, as in, oh my God, I can't believe I said that to my faculty advisor. Or yeah, I knew it was due today, but I was like really into my Xbox game and I was winning. Stupid stuff has no boundaries. It's certainly more than what you have said or who you have said it to. It's also those things you didn't do. We all do this. Confession. My stupid stuff file is so vast that I have boxes of stupid stuff. But this, after all, is your last lesson plan. So what we're going to allow you to do sort of mentally is to crumple up all that stupid stuff and basically just toss it away. Because when you walk across this stage, you can smile, and we promise not to mention or ever remind you of your stupid stuff moments in the last few years on this campus. Another point of reflection and self-evaluation will have you recognize that you, every one of you, will have bad days. Geez, bad weeks. Look at the weather. Months, whatever. So allow me to musically remind you what to do when such things occur. First, from Levi Stubbs and the Four Tops. Yes, reach out. And from James Taylor.
Winter, spring, summer, or fall. Hey, now all you've got to do is call. Lord, I'll be there, yes, I will. You've got a friend.
Come on, that's the best part of the speech, wasn't it? The point is, thank you, the Four Tops. Thank you, JT. That this institution, your college, your faculty, your coaches, your mentors, and your family have got you covered for life. It's what we do. This reflection's on mine. Allow me to thank just a few of the people who are part of the very complex equation that allows me to stand before you today. Thanks to the late L. Stanley Bowlesby, who hired me, supported my research and writing efforts, and essentially left me alone. Thanks to number 8, the 8th president of McDaniel College, Joan Devlin Coley, who claims to have fought for me to be interviewed and eventually hired, and has been a dear friend, co-competitor, and colleagues. To Beth Cobbett and John Ray for helping the creation and popularity of our project, the Elementary Math Specialist and Teacher Leaders Project, and for frankly keeping me young. To Jim Leitner for helping me to get connected both on this campus and within the Maryland mathematics community. To Ethan Seidel, Bob Sapora, and many other faculty colleagues. In particular, the late Sam Case, Dave Herlocker, Sam Alsbach, and Brian Lockert. To all of my colleagues in the education and graduate and professional studies area, and especially my students, all of them. Most importantly, to my wife, Nita, my son, Brett, and my daughters, Heather and Stacy, and their families. And of course, a few final words of consideration for you, the class of 2018, from distinctly different individuals and perspectives. Don't ever give up. Don't ever give up. Jim Valvano. Be the change that you would like to see in the world. Mahatma Gandhi. Keep the stupid stuff to a minimum and make your own luck. Skip Fennell. It's been my privilege, my honor, to both create and offer this last lesson plan as your final McDaniel College stepping stone. My very best wishes to every one of you. Thank you very much.